You have heard this 100 times. If you touch the sun, you die instantly. Instantly. But what does instantly really mean? What if you could spend 1 nanosecond on the surface of the sun and then come back? 1 billionth of a second. Is that enough time to feel anything? To see anything? To regret anything? 1 nanosecond is 1 billionth of a second. In that time, light travels about 30 centimeters, roughly the length of a ruler. Electricity in your nerves moves much slower, about 100 meters per second. In a nanosecond, it travels just 0.1 millimeters, thinner than a human hair. So in 1 nanosecond, your brain does not even know your hand exists. Now imagine your finger touches the sun. The surface is 5,500 degrees Celsius. At that temperature, your skin does not melt. It does not burn. Burning takes time. Your skin turns into plasma, ionized gas. Instantly, your fingertip ceases to be a fingertip. It becomes a cloud of atoms. The atoms fly away in all directions at hundreds of kilometers per second. In 1 nanosecond, this happens to the very outer layer of your skin. About 1,000 atoms, maybe 2,000. You lose a microscopic patch, smaller than a bacterium. But what about deeper layers? In that same nanosecond, heat begins to penetrate. Just a few nanometers. Not enough to vaporize more, but enough to damage. Enough to leave a scar you will never see because the skin heals before you even notice. Now the signal. The damage happens. But the nerve needs to send the news to your brain. At 100 meters per second, it takes about 10 milliseconds to travel from your finger to your spinal cord. That is 10 million nanoseconds. By the time the signal reaches your first synapse, you have been vaporized 1,000 times over. The sun has eaten your finger, your hand, your arm. You are already gone. But in our nanosecond scenario, you come back instantly. Your finger is whole again. The atoms reassemble. The question is, does your brain ever know something happened? What about your eyes? In 1 nanosecond, light travels 30 centimeters. So if you look at the sun during that nanosecond, you see only the light that was already 30 centimeters from your face. Your own nose. The corner of your eye. The bridge of your glasses. The rest is darkness. You would see absolutely nothing of the sun itself. The light from the sun takes 8 minutes to reach Earth. In 1 nanosecond, it barely moves. So would you feel anything? The answer is no. Absolutely nothing. Your nerves are too slow. Your eyes see nothing. Your brain receives no signal. The nanosecond comes and goes, and you are exactly the same. Except for one thing. Somewhere in the universe, a tiny patch of your skin has spent 1 nanosecond as plasma. A few thousand atoms have lived a different life. They have been to the sun and back. They will never tell you, but they remember. And here is the strangest part. In that nanosecond, you crossed a line between existence and non-existence. Just for an instant, you were not quite yourself. You were star stuff. Then you returned. Most people live their whole lives without ever touching that line. So next time you look at the sun, remember this. You could touch it for a nanosecond and walk away. You would never know. But your atoms would. And maybe that is enough. Some experiences are too fast for the mind. But the body carries them forever.